Joe Rogan didn't hold back when addressing the $80 million defamation lawsuit filed by Elon Musk against Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts on The View. The legal drama, stemming from accusations of misinformation and intentional defamation, has turned into a cultural battleground over free speech and media accountability. Rogan, a prominent critic of media hypocrisy, amplified Musk's claims, calling out the inconsistency of shows like The View, with Musk accusing the hosts of spreading baseless conspiracy theories and Goldberg defending her remarks as lighthearted. This showdown is about much more than words. It's about the power of media and the responsibility of those who shape public narratives. The lawsuit gained even more traction after Joe Rogan weighed in on his podcast, amplifying public reaction. Rogan criticized the perceived hypocrisy of mainstream media, particularly shows like The View, highlighting how their tone towards figures like Donald Trump shifted dramatically over the years. Clips of Goldberg warmly welcoming Trump in earlier appearances were juxtaposed against her later critical comments, reinforcing Musk's broader concerns about inconsistent and politically motivated narratives. Rogan didn't hold back, calling out what he sees as coordinated attacks by media outlets. The same people who once cheered Trump on their shows now vilify him, Rogan noted. This inconsistency, he argued, erodes public trust and exemplifies how narratives can be manipulated to suit changing agendas. Goldberg, for her part, defended her remarks, insisting they were lighthearted and never intended to target Musk directly. She claimed her comments about tripping on stairs were inspired by her cat, not by a literal conspiracy. "My cat lays in wait for me on the stairs," Goldberg explained. "And that's what I was thinking about, not Musk or Vance." Critics, however, dismissed this explanation as a deflection. Musk's supporters argue that her sudden shift in tone suggests guilt, while others see it as a weak attempt to sidestep accountability. The remark, seemingly humorous, has now become a focal point of a much larger discussion about the line between satire and defamation. Central to Musk's lawsuit is the claim that Goldberg's statements were not only false, but also damaging to his reputation as a public figure and entrepreneur. His legal team contends that the remarks about Musk and Vance conspiring to seize government control lacked factual basis and were presented with reckless disregard for the truth. Musk argues that this kind of misinformation, when amplified on a platform with millions of viewers, can have real-world consequences. For a figure whose reputation is tied to his business ventures and public persona, the stakes are high. Musk's supporters see the lawsuit as a stand against sensationalist media narratives, while critics worry about the implications for free speech. Joe Rogan's commentary added another layer to the controversy. On his podcast, Rogan pointed out how The View and similar shows have shifted their tone toward figures like Trump and Musk over time. Rogan played old clips of Goldberg and her co-hosts warmly embracing Trump during his pre-presidency days, contrasting them with their current criticisms. Back then, they introduced him as their friend, Rogan said. They loved him, but once he started winning in the polls, the narrative changed. Rogan argued that this flip-flopping demonstrates how media outlets prioritize agendas over consistency, often at the expense of public trust. This lawsuit isn't just about Musk and Goldberg, it's about the larger issue of media accountability. Shows like The View, while entertaining, also wield significant influence. Critics of the lawsuit argue that entertainment programs shouldn't be held to the same standards as hard news outlets, while supporters believe even entertainment platforms have a responsibility to avoid spreading misinformation. Rogan echoed Musk's concerns, noting that mainstream media often uses humor and satire to disguise harmful commentary. "You can't claim to be the good guys if you're pushing hoaxes," Rogan said. He emphasized the need for higher standards, particularly in a politically charged climate where public trust in media is already eroding. As expected, social media has turned the lawsuit into a cultural phenomenon. Hashtags like Support Elon and Wow Cancel The View have trended, with fans and critics alike weighing in. Memes depicting Musk as a defender of free speech have circulated alongside posts accusing him of being overly sensitive to criticism. The polarized reaction highlights the broader cultural divide over issues like free speech, accountability, and the influence of powerful media platforms. For Musk's supporters, this is a necessary stand against misinformation. For his detractors, it's a cautionary tale about billionaires using their wealth to silence dissent. One of the most contentious elements of the case is Goldberg's alleged use of satire. Musk's legal team has argued that her comments, even if meant humorously, crossed the line into defamation. They also contend that such remarks, when broadcast to millions, can incite real-world consequences. Goldberg's defense, that her remarks were about her cat, has done little to quell the controversy. Critics argue that such explanations trivialize the impact of her words, especially in a highly polarized environment where offhand comments can quickly spiral into misinformation. Musk's lawsuit has become a lightning rod for debates about media ethics and the boundaries of free speech. If Musk succeeds, it could set a precedent for holding media figures accountable for their words, even on entertainment platforms. If he fails, it may reinforce the idea that public figures must tolerate a certain level of scrutiny and satire. Joe Rogan's involvement has amplified the stakes. His critique of media hypocrisy resonates with a growing audience frustrated by what they see as selective outrage and agenda-driven narratives. For Musk, this lawsuit is about more than just personal vindication. It's a push for transparency and fairness in public discourse. Whether Musk's lawsuit succeeds or not, the case underscores a larger societal conversation about truth, accountability, and the power of media. In an era where misinformation spreads rapidly, the responsibility of those with influential platforms has never been more critical. This legal battle is more than just a clash between Musk and Goldberg. It's a cultural moment that forces us to confront difficult questions about the role of media in shaping public opinion. Is Musk a hero standing up to misinformation, or is this lawsuit an overreach? As the case unfolds, it's clear the outcome will have implications far beyond the courtroom. It's a test of where we draw the line between free speech and defamation, between satire and misinformation. Whatever the verdict, this is one cultural moment we'll be debating for years to come. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama.